Hello and welcome to Monson Made This. My name is Michael and I cook vegan food. So if you want more vegan recipes or content, you should click that subscribe button below and also click the bell notification so that you're notified when new videos come out, and just give this video a thumbs up while you're down there as well. Today's video is gonna be super quick, simple. I have these delicious muffins that I'm calling my blender muffins because everything is gonna be happening here in this magic bullet, or NutriBullet, I guess it is. And these muffins, they are more than the sum of their parts, or greater than the sum of their parts. Yes, they're gluten-free. Yes, they're refined sugar-free. Yes, they're even flour-free. But they are so full of flavor, and I love the texture. They're just a really hearty, delicious muffin that you can control the sweetness on, and it's made with really simple, wholesome ingredients that you probably already have in your pantry, with one special little ingredient that is my personal baking hack for substituting out eggs. So I'm gonna start throwing things into my NutriBullet blender here. Actually, I have the oats in here. This is going to be the main starch component of my muffins. To that, I'm going to be adding some spices, that's cinnamon and a little bit of ginger. I don't think I mentioned it. We're going for a carrot cake flavor, so they're a carrot cake oat muffin. So the dry ingredients are what's going in here now. So the oats, cinnamon, some ginger, and this is baking soda, baking powder, and a little bit of salt. So the thing about oats, before I blend them here, there are rolled oats, quick cook, and regular rolled oats. There are steel cut oats, and there are oat groats. Those are the main sort of ways that you find oats in the store. Now, when we blend these though, we're gonna wind up with about 1.5 cups of oat flour. Even though I said they're flour free, we still technically have an oat flour at the end. But you use a different amount of rolled oats than you do steel cut or oat groats. So because I need 1.5 cups of the oat flour in the end, I'm using 1.5 cups of rolled oats. But if it were oat groats or steel cut oats, sorry if this is really confusing, then you're only gonna use 1 cup, which you don't need to write that down right now because the whole recipe is going to be linked below and it's on monsonmadethis.com. So let me throw this on my blender here, blend this up into a nice powder until we don't see any more bits of oat remaining. The oat, or the dry portion of the recipe, is done. So this is just going into a mixing bowl. So again, these are the oats, baking soda, baking flour. And I'm not even going to clean out my NutriBullet because now we're going to be blending the wet ingredients together in the same blender cup. One of the major components of these is the banana that I'm adding, and this is a very ripe banana. This becomes sort of the, I forgot to mention these are also like oil-free muffins as well. Not like oil-free, they're oil-free. But the banana is what we're going to use to add moisture to the dish. It's also going to be kind of a binder as well. Another binder that we're adding, and this is my like extra special egg replacer, I'm actually going to be using chickpea flour as my egg substitute. This is not very tasty in its raw state, so I don't recommend tasting. The batter will be okay in the end, but just raw chickpea flour has a really bitter flavor, and you just don't want to try it because it'll make you think that these muffins aren't going to taste good, even though they will be delicious. To make this, the first part of the egg mixture is the chickpea flour. The other half is the wet portion of the egg mixture, which is almond milk. You can use any plant milk you'd like. This one actually happens to be a vanilla almond milk, but we're also going to be adding some vanilla extract. And the sweetener that I'm using today is coconut sugar. You could also use maple syrup or whatever your favorite sweetener of choice is. The last liquid ingredient that I'm adding is to react with the baking soda to lift the muffins up, and that is just a little bit of apple cider vinegar. So all those are in this blender cup, and I'm just going to blend this up until there are no bits of banana remaining. All right, now the liquid portion of our muffins is ready. But before I add the liquid in here, I want to add in our fillings. And because these are a carrot cake muffin, I have one small carrot, and this has just been grated on a box grater. I did it over a paper towel and then wrung out the carrots just to get rid of any extra moisture. And I'm actually going to be stirring these fillings in right now just so they get coated with the flour, and that just helps them stay suspended in the muffin so you don't have a bunch of raisins or carrots just kind of sunk to the bottom. Okay, that is good. Now I'm going to add in the liquid portion. Smells incredible. You can smell the banana. My banana was very, very ripe, which I like because it means I can use a little bit less of my sweetener because the banana adds a lot of sweetness. Okay. And I mix this together. Because this is gluten-free, you don't have to worry about over-mixing, but basically it's mixed together as soon as you don't see any more dry bits of the oats. As I mix this, I'm not in a hurry per se, but I do want to work rather quickly because I want to make sure that the air that I'm getting in this mixture from the vinegar and the baking soda, that I kind of seize that opportunity and I get them into the muffin cups as soon as possible so they can get into the oven so they rise nicely. All right, I'm just going to set this aside and grab my muffin cups or my muffin tin, which I already have lined here. Trying not to lose it. Which I already have lined here with silicone baking cups. These are really great. Mine are from OXO. These are actually linked below. There's an Amazon link, so you can buy these. I really like the silicone molds. You can just take the muffins right out. Otherwise, you know, any type of muffin cup will work. These are some walnuts, and they will go on a little bit later. So let's go ahead and fill these up. Unlike normally, I guess when you make muffins, you usually fill them about like half full or maybe 3/4 of the way full. By the way, this recipe makes 6 muffins. But we're filling these to the actual top of the muffin cups. They still will rise, but just get that kind of perfect muffin top appearance by filling these ones all the way to the top. I want to make sure to get every little last bit out of here. They're not exactly perfect. Some of them are a little bit bigger than others. Actually, might steal a little bit from this one. Well, try to without making a mess. My oven has already been preheated. I'm actually going to be using my smart oven. So the oven's preheated to 350 on convection. If you don't have convection, you could use 375, and they're gonna cook for about 15 minutes. They smell incredible, smell like carrot cake. The delicious cinnamon and nutmeg is coming through. So I'm gonna pop these in the oven, and I will see you in 15 minutes. 15 minutes is up, so my muffins are ready to come out. One thing you'll notice about them as I bring them around here is that they have nuts on top. I had intended on putting nuts on top, but I forgot to, and I sent Ben to go watch TV, so I had to do it behind the scenes. So I've just put some walnuts on top. That way you get the taste of walnut, but they don't kind of get lost throughout. Also, touching my muffins, I know that they're done because I feel that they're solid all the way through. If they're not finished, when you put your finger or you touch it, it'll feel just like it's squishy, and you don't want that because then it will still be raw in the center. And you want to take it out as close to that moment when they feel firm as possible, because otherwise if they overcook, they will dry out a little bit. So because I'm using these silicone baking cups, I want to remove them pretty much as soon as I can handle them, because with the silicone cups, they have a tendency to kind of steam inside there. So I'm going to let these set for just about a minute or two, and then I will remove the silicone cups so that I can dig in, because I'm really hungry. I hope it comes across on camera here how truly quick and easy this recipe is. It took me just like 2 minutes to throw the ingredients in the NutriBullet, stir it together, it goes in the oven, 15 minutes, super, super easy. And I'm just in love with these muffins because they become my like go-to snack when I want something sweet. If I'm just hungry and I want to just kind of get something in my system. They're just about 200 calories per muffin, which is nothing. And they're just great to have on hand. We were actually out of town for a minute the other day. Well, for 2 days, not for a minute. And they were just great to have in the car when I needed a snack, great to have in the hotel room when I needed a snack or a quick breakfast. Also, I just wanted to note that the muffins come out really easy. Well, that one stuck a little bit, but these come out really easy normally from the silicone molds. And if you are making a big batch of these, well, you're gonna be making 6. I do highly recommend that once they're cool enough to touch, that you do take them out of the silicone wrapper, just because they have a tendency to steam and can get a little bit soggy in there. So let's give one of these a taste. They are just like the right amount of sweetness. You can toggle the sugar or maple syrup, whatever it is that you're using to sweeten these, and sweeten them up a little more depending on how sweet your banana is. I love the texture. They're just a really nice whole grain. You're not gonna get this like fluffy, like Starbucks muffin moment from it. It's just a really nice, hearty, whole grain muffin that has the perfect amount of sweetness. I have also, the original recipe for this was actually a chocolate one because I was trying to make a chocolate muffin that was similar to my chocolate oats, which I'll link that recipe up here. But I nailed it with those muffins. They were so good. And I was making these chocolate ones, and then Ben suggested, hey, why don't you try making the carrot cake one? I did. I've also made an orange one that's incredible. Very similar in terms of base, just different flavors. So if you do want to see more of these muffin recipes, different flavors, definitely comment below and let me know what you'd like to see, or if you have any other ideas of where these muffins could go. So that's all for me today. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks to those of you that are supporting this channel on Patreon or through YouTube channel memberships. If you also want to support this channel monetarily, there's links below for that. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time with a brand new recipe.